You want to start a business. Maybe you already have an idea or you have a talent and you're trying to figure out, could I monetize this and turn it into a business? Or maybe you just kind of have that entrepreneurial bug and you want to try starting a business. Well, don't start until you do these first two steps that I'm going to share with you today. My name's Christine and I'm an award-winning entrepreneur and business advisor, and I have coached hundreds of business owners, and I've seen so many of them skip over this two-step framework that is so important for making sure that you have a viable business. I've worked with so many entrepreneurs who have spent months, even years, trying to perfect their business plan or hone in on exactly the product that they want to sell and spend months on that. And then they launch and no one's buying. And that's because they skipped over the first step. Now, before you even think about launching a business, you need to have a vision of where you're going. And I talked about that in an earlier video. So you can go back and watch that if you want to get that full visualization guide for entrepreneurs, because you have to have a clear vision on where you're headed. You need to have a direction and know where you're headed before you even get started. So don't even get into these steps if you haven't done that visualization. You can go back and watch that. But in order for your business to be successful, you have to talk to your potential customers. So you need to think about who it is that you're serving. What is the problem that you are so passionate about solving? And who are people who are experiencing that problem right now? And you need to go talk to them, learn about what is it like facing this problem that they're facing? What are some of the solutions that they have already tried so far to solve the problem that they are facing? And just find out more about their daily life. If you can, go and spend an hour or two with them and just see how they go about their day-to-day life. When I started my business, Chama Capital, the problem that Chama Capital that I knew that I wanted to focus on solving was access to capital for women entrepreneurs. So I reached out to hundreds of women entrepreneurs and told them that I wanted to interview them and learn about their experiences facing this problem of trying to access capital to grow their businesses and build wealth. And something that I did, which is a hack that you can try, is looking for where those individuals, your potential customers, are already gathered. What are their groups that they're a part of? What are the events that they're going to? And be there and show up there. So let's say that you want to start a bakery or a baked goods service. Let's say that's maybe the business idea that you have, because you have this talent for making these delicious bakery items. And your target customer is, let's say, moms, right? You want to make baked goods for moms to help them with the problem that they face of when they're having birthday parties for their kids or even events that they're having with fellow moms. They want to have someone that they can go to who can create the custom items and the specialty items that they want. And that's your lane. So where are those moms already gathering? Is there a Facebook group that they're a part of that you can join and ask and see if anyone would be interested in doing an interview with you? Are there like moms events in your city that you can go to and talk to and meet these moms and learn a little bit more about what bakery services they are currently using? So find out where that target customer, your target audience, the people that you are called to help through your business, through the problem that you are passionate about solving and creating solutions for. Find out where those people are already hanging out, where they're already gathered, whether in person or online, and get in front of them and say, hey, I have this idea, or I'm working on this issue. I would like to learn a little bit more about how you deal with this, and get in front of them and gather information about how they're already solving this issue in their own life. What sort of solutions would help them, right? So just really going where they are and understanding how they are going about solving the problem that they may be facing. This is how you can do effective customer discovery. And I found that when I did this for my business, I already knew that access to capital was a big issue. But when I heard some of the stories from these women of what they had faced going to banks and other types of funders to try to get funding for their businesses, I found that the problem was actually a lot worse than I had even expected. And I just gathered so many fascinating and important key insights that have informed my business along the way by doing customer discovery. Don't skip customer discovery. Find out where the people are, go to them, and hear from them about what's going on with them, and use that to inform your business idea. You're going to gather a lot of fascinating insights from this, and you do not want to skip this step. It is so key. Now, once you've gathered some insights and some information and some feedback from your target customers, you can go into ideating, coming up with some different ideas for the solution, for your business, for what it is that you're going to be selling. And then you need to take step two, which is testing out your idea. You may have heard of a minimum viable product, or an alpha, or you sometimes hear a beta test, right? That's what this phase is for, to test out what your solution is, what your product is with your target customers, try it out and get their feedback. You got to be humble for this because, one, you have to be willing to put yourself out there before your product is perfect. There's going to be some complaints, there's going to be some bugs, and you can't be afraid to get something out there, because you're not going to be able to get anywhere unless you test it out and get some feedback. And then you use that feedback to then inform the next version of your product. So if you're, baking these amazing bakery items for moms, right? You need to get in front of those moms. And maybe they really don't like, there's one product that they really don't like. They're like, no, this is not it. It ain't it, sis. Then you can use that feedback that you get from them to inform, okay, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try these different ingredients, or I'm going to try a different look and feel to the product. But you wouldn't know what they really want unless you test it out, get it in front of them. So you're going to need to test it out, and you're going to need to be humble and open to hearing what your audience has to say about your test product. This phase is so important because this is how you find out if there is a market for your product. If there's no market for your product, meaning there's no one who will pay for what you are selling, then you don't have a business, right? You need paying customers to have sales in order to have a business that will eventually be profitable and help you to build wealth and just be this amazing tool in your life, and to have a successful business. You need paying customers. And so in order to find out what people are going to pay for, you have to test things out. So maybe you have something a little bit different. Let's say you have more of like a tech product that offers a specific, like an app, or maybe you have an events business. Say that you do wellness events or something like that. You're a wellness coach and you have this idea for this wellness fair or a wellness night or something like that, and you want to test it out. You can create something like a landing page, a little test website that has the information on wellness night or whatever it is, the event that you're planning to throw. And you can have people sign up and see who signs up, right? And you can gather a little bit of information on them, who they are, what are they interested, what aspects of the event are they most interested in, what do they want to get out of the event. So you can also use things like sign up forms and landing pages, and even get people to sign up. Maybe you create a free resource for people. That was how I started my business, by creating a grants database, a free database of business grants that are available, that people could sign up for, and that could find out what different grants are available for them for their business, right? And there's a lot of demand for that resource that I made available, starting in the very early stages of my business, Chama Capital. So these are some different ways that you can try out your business, test it out, get as much feedback as possible as you can from those early customers, whether they're paying or free, using your product or service for free. Get feedback. don't be afraid to reach out to them or if it's in person, you just go up to them, do surveys. You want to collect as much information and feedback as possible from these people who are testing out your product because you need to find out what people are going to pay for. And you only do that by testing, finding out what people like, what people want to see more of. And then you use that to inform your business model and your products and what you're going to offer. So you need to have as a foundation a vision of where you're headed and the impact that you want to have and that you want your business to have. And then you need to interview your potential customers to find out how they are currently solving the problem that they're having, what products they're currently using, what they like about those products, and what's still missing for them, what they might want to see. And that's how you find out where there may be a gap that you could come in and fill through your business, through your products that you offer. Then, based on those insights, you then test out the early version of your product, either by making that first version of the product and having people try it, whether if that's like a food or maybe you're making like some special journals or workbooks for people and you create that first early, a little bit messy or a version of whatever you're making, and you find out what people like about it, what they don't like about it. You use that feedback to inform and improve upon your product. Because in order to have a business, you need people to pay. And in order to find people who are going to pay, you really need to get this early feedback from your target customers on what they want and what they are going to be willing to pay for. And you can only do that by hearing directly from them what they're currently doing, what they want to see more of, what's so frustrating about the problem that they're facing and not having access to the solution that they need, and then creating something for them, testing it out with them, seeing what they like, what they don't like, and using that to inform and improve upon the versions of your product. But I just want to encourage you and emphasize that you just have to get started. You don't want to be that entrepreneur who just waits and waits and waits, and you're sitting up, writing, trying to make the perfect business plan, trying to make the perfect product. We can't just sit around and wait. There are people out there waiting for what you have to offer, for that event that you are going to throw, for that amazing, innovative, awesome baked good that mom needs at her event, and that's just going to be such a hit and make the event that she's throwing just so memorable and so amazing. That workbook that you're creating that's going to help people as on their journey of spiritual growth and emotional healing. People need your product and you need to just get started. So don't sit around waiting and planning. You're going to continue doing customer discovery and you're going to continue testing throughout the life of your business. So don't get stuck here. Use this to get you started, but you got to get out there. You got to do that first version of your product. You got to get it out there, get feedback. Remember that you're going to have to pivot, you're going to have to iterate, but it all comes down to getting started, talking to customers, hearing what they want, creating for them, testing it out with them, hearing what they like, what they don't like, and using that to inform your product and just go from there. And that's kind of going to be this rinse and repeat process that you do. But don't just assume that people want the specific product that you have in your mind, right? We talked about that in another video, to not get too married to a specific solution. You may think that your customers want something, but they may want something completely different. And you gotta be open to that, and you're only gonna find that out when you test it out. So don't be afraid to get out there, to throw an event and see who shows up, right? To create a landing page for this idea of a new app that you want to create and put it out there, market it a little bit on social media and see who reacts, see who signs up, right? You've got to just get started. You cannot let fear hold you back from trying things out, to speaking to your target customers, finding out what they want, and sharing that early first version of the solution, the product that you have for them, because someone needs what only you uniquely offer. And it comes down to you just getting started. So try these tips out. Do your customer discovery, hear from your potential customers, and test things out. And let me know how it goes. This is how you're going to test your business idea and find out if those paying customers are that are going to turn your idea, your entrepreneurial passion into a real business. I'll share a couple of resources that you can use down below. The go-to for customer discovery is a book called The Mom Test. So if you want extra resources, you can go there, and there's different sites that you can use to create a landing page. So I'll share a couple of those below. But try this two-step framework and let me know what you learned. Let me know what one of those key insights that you learned from talking to customers or testing out your idea. And let's keep each other accountable, right? Because these businesses that we are creating, that we are launching, and that we are growing, this is about impact. This is about changing people's lives. And this is about solving for some real deep pain that people are facing right now. That through us having the courage to step out, start our businesses, right, and test out these ideas that we have, and create products and solutions that are what our customers needs. We're helping people and we are creating impact. And that's what this is all about. So let me know what you think of this two-step framework and share an insight that you learn below. And I'll see you in the next video.